Have you ever found yourself spending money on things that promise to make your life easier, only to regret it later? Maybe it was an online purchase that seemed too good to be true, or a health treatment that promised miracles but left you with more problems than solutions. If you've ever felt trapped by your spending decisions, you're not alone. Today, we're diving into the 7 biggest mistakes that many older adults make when it comes to spending their hard-earned money, and how you can avoid them to protect your finances and your peace of mind. In this video, we'll uncover why it's so easy to fall into these traps and show you simple, effective strategies to take control of your finances. From the dangers of impulse buying online to the risks of co-signing loans for loved ones, we'll walk you through each mistake and, more importantly, how to avoid them. Stick with us until the end, and you'll learn how to safeguard your savings, make smarter financial decisions, and live your retirement years without the stress of financial mistakes. Whether you're already retired or planning for the future, these insights could change the way you think about money and set you on a path to financial peace and security. Don't let these common pitfalls take you by surprise. Watch the entire video and protect your financial future today. If you are not subscribed, I recommend subscribing and activating the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Paying off debts for your children. As parents, our love for our children knows no bounds. From the moment they are born, we pour our hearts and souls into them, doing everything in our power to protect them from the harsh realities of life. We sacrifice our comfort, our time, and sometimes even our dreams, all to ensure they have the tools to thrive. We want them to have a better life than we did, and to experience success, happiness, and freedom from the struggles we faced. So, when an adult child comes to us with their burdens, asking for help, our hearts break. We want to take away their pain, erase their mistakes, and offer them a lifeline. Naturally, we may feel compelled to reach for our wallets and do whatever it takes to save them from the consequences of their actions. But here's the difficult, yet undeniable truth. Paying off your child's debt might seem like an act of love in the moment, but it can ultimately do more harm than good. It's tempting to think that by stepping in and covering their financial mistakes, we're showing the depth of our love and commitment. After all, isn't that what parents are supposed to do? But what we often fail to realize is that this kind of support doesn't address the root of the problem. It only masks it. It delays the inevitable lesson they need to learn, that their actions have consequences, and those consequences are their responsibility, not ours. In the process, we risk creating a dangerous cycle of dependence, where our children look to us, not as a source of guidance and support, but as a safety net that will always catch them, no matter how many times they fall. And eventually, that net will be stretched too thin to hold them. I remember a conversation I had with a retired father not too long ago. He shared the painful story of his son, who was struggling with a severe gambling addiction. One evening, his son came to him in tears, his voice filled with desperation. He told his father that unless he paid off his $30,000 debt, he would lose everything. The father, feeling a mix of love and panic for his son, did what any parent would do. He emptied his savings to cover the debt. Months later, the son returned, once again in financial ruin, and once again begging his father to help. This time, the debt was even greater. The father, who had worked tirelessly his entire life to save for his retirement, found himself draining what remained of his nest egg to help his son. In his words, "I thought I was saving him, but in the end, I was just sinking myself." The guilt and regret in his voice were palpable. This father's experience is not an isolated one. Many parents find themselves in similar situations, watching helplessly as their children spiral deeper into financial distress. But what these parents don't always see is that their well-intentioned rescue mission is only postponing the inevitable. Their childs need to face the consequences of their own choices. By paying off their debts, parents may feel like they're saving their children from failure, but they're actually robbing them of the opportunity to learn resilience, accountability, and the importance of financial responsibility. It's never easy to say no, especially when the person asking for help is your flesh and blood. The guilt can be overwhelming, and the fear of being perceived as uncaring or unsympathetic can haunt you. But real love, the kind that truly helps our children, is not about enabling their bad habits or covering up their mistakes. It's about teaching them to stand on their own feet. It's about allowing them to confront the consequences of their actions so they can grow stronger, wiser, and more capable of facing the challenges life will inevitably throw at them. If your child is struggling with debt, it's important to offer support in ways that don't compromise your financial well-being. You can provide emotional support, listen without judgment, and offer guidance on how to manage money more wisely. Help them find resources, like a financial counselor, who can offer professional advice on how to get back on track. But when it comes to your own money, set clear boundaries. Explain that while you love them and want to see them succeed, you simply cannot afford to take on their financial burdens. This honest, compassionate conversation can help set expectations and avoid future conflicts. Moreover, if the debt is rooted in destructive habits like gambling, reckless spending, or addiction, it becomes even more crucial to let your child face the reality of their situation. Enabling these behaviors by bailing them out only perpetuates the problem. It's hard to accept, but sometimes love means letting go. It means encouraging them to seek professional help, whether it's therapy, a support group, or financial counseling. Make it clear that while your love is unconditional, your financial support is not. This tough love is often the most difficult to offer, but it may be the very thing that ultimately saves them from themselves. It's also vital to remember that your financial security is not just about you. It's about ensuring you can support yourself in your later years. You don't want to be in a position where you're relying on your children for basic needs because you drained your savings trying to fix their mistakes. The greatest gift you can give your children isn't a quick fix to their problems, but the example of a parent who values both love and self-respect. Show them that true strength lies in independence, in taking responsibility for one's actions, and in having the courage to make tough choices, even when it feels impossible. So, the next time your child comes to you, heart heavy with the weight of their financial troubles, take a moment to pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, am I truly helping them, or am I just postponing the lesson they need to learn? Sometimes, love means saying no, not because you don't care, but because you care deeply enough to let them face the consequences. You're not abandoning them. You're teaching them the most important lesson of all, how to stand tall, even when life knocks you down. And in the end, that's the greatest gift you can give them. 2. Getting involved in gambling. There's something dangerously alluring about the world of gambling. It's the bright, flashing lights of a casino floor, the intoxicating rush of adrenaline as you place a bet, and the deceptive comfort of online platforms that promise quick riches with the click of a button. At first, it all seems innocent, even exhilarating. A few dollars for a chance to win big. What's the harm? It's just a bit of fun, right? But lurking beneath this seemingly harmless pastime is a trap, a silent predator that can ensnare even the most disciplined, intelligent, and strong-willed among us. It waits, patiently, ready to strike when we least expect it. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. As we age, the stakes of gambling become far more dangerous, not only financially, but emotionally as well. Our savings, the hard-earned nest egg that should provide us with security, comfort, and peace of mind as we approach retirement, can be wiped away in an instant by the false hope of just one more chance. We've all heard the stories of people betting it all in a desperate attempt to win back what they've lost, only to find themselves spiraling further down a path of ruin. The financial losses are painful, no doubt, but it's the emotional devastation that cuts the deepest. The regret, the shame, the constant anxiety, the overwhelming feeling of being completely out of control. These emotional scars can linger long after the money is gone, sometimes leaving us feeling like we're drowning in a sea of our own mistakes. I think back to the conversation I had with a man in his 70s who had become entangled in the world of online gambling. What started as a way to pass the time during lonely nights quickly spiraled out of control. It felt like a game, he told me with a hollow laugh. I wasn't holding cash, just numbers on a screen. But before I knew it, those numbers added up to thousands of dollars. Money I couldn't afford to lose. The pain in his eyes was hard to ignore. He wasn't just losing money. He was losing his sense of self, his dignity, and his peace of mind. And what made it worse was that he didn't even know how to stop. For many older adults, gambling is often a symptom of something much deeper, a response to isolation, loneliness, or a deep-seated longing for excitement and thrill that seems to fade with age. Life, as we grow older, often becomes less stimulating and less adventurous, and it's easy to be seduced by the false promise of a life-changing win. But what gambling does is not fill the void, it amplifies it. It creates an illusion of excitement, of possibility, but at the cost of everything else. A single win may give a brief, fleeting rush of validation, but for every win, countless losses follow. And with every loss, there's an even greater temptation to keep playing, to keep chasing that high, only to end up further and further in debt, both financially and emotionally. What makes gambling even more sinister is the simple truth that the odds are never in your favor. Casinos, betting websites, lotteries. They are designed to ensure that the house always wins. Now and then, you hear about someone hitting a jackpot, winning big, and for a moment, it feels like there's hope that maybe you could be the next lucky one. But these stories are the rare exceptions, not the rule. For every winner, thousands of people walk away with nothing but shattered dreams and an empty heart. The system is rigged. It's not about skill or luck. It's about a system designed to make sure you lose. In our later years, gambling is especially dangerous because there's less time to recover from the damage it causes. A middle-aged person who loses a large sum of money still has years to rebuild, to recover from their mistakes. But for those of us in retirement, our resources are finite. Every dollar lost to gambling is a dollar that could have been spent on something far more important. Medical bills, family experiences, or simply the peace of knowing that your future is secure. Once that money is gone, it's gone. There's no going back. If you've ever been tempted by the allure of gambling, or if you find yourself already caught in its grip, ask yourself, why? Is it truly about the money, or is there something deeper? If you're seeking excitement, there are countless other ways to bring joy, passion, and adventure into your life without risking everything you have. Consider traveling to a new place, learning a new hobby, or finding a community that you can connect with. These experiences, these moments, will bring far more fulfillment than any fleeting high from winning a bet. If loneliness is the driving force, reach out to your friends or family. Seek out new friendships, or consider volunteering. There's a world of people out there who will enrich your life far more than any gamble ever could. It's also crucial to remember that our worth is never measured by the amount of money we have or the risks we take. True wealth lies in the relationships we nurture, the experiences we cherish, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing we've made wise, responsible choices. Gambling offers none of this. It promises excitement, but it leaves you empty. It tempts you with riches, but it often leaves you poorer in every way that matters, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So, as you move through life, especially in your later years, take a step back and evaluate the true cost of gambling. Recognize it for what it is, a dangerous distraction that can rob you of your peace and your happiness. Instead, focus on the things that truly matter. The people who love you, the experiences that bring joy to your heart, and the wisdom that comes from making choices that will nourish your soul. Your time, your energy, and your money are precious. Use them wisely, and build a future that brings you lasting happiness, contentment, and the peace of mind that comes from knowing you've lived well. 3. Spending on luxuries you don't need. Spending on luxuries you don't need is a temptation that many of us face, one that whispers promises of status and satisfaction. The allure of luxury is undeniable, The sparkle of a diamond ring, the smooth finish of a sleek, high-end car, or the excitement of owning the latest technological gadget. These items seem to hold power, don't they? They can make us feel accomplished, admired, and perhaps even a little younger. There's a certain pleasure in knowing that we've made it, that we've earned the right to indulge in the finer things in life. After all, haven't we worked hard enough, sacrificed enough, to deserve this? It's easy to convince ourselves that these luxuries will bring us true happiness and a sense of fulfillment. But deep down, we must ask ourselves, does this fleeting satisfaction bring lasting joy, or is it simply a shiny distraction from what truly matters? As we grow older, something changes. Our perspective shifts, sometimes quietly, but profoundly. In our younger years, luxury often symbolized success, a visible marker of having arrived, of showing the world that we have achieved something great. But with time, we begin to realize that true wealth isn't about accumulating objects. It's about the experiences that shape our lives, the relationships we nurture, and the peace we cultivate within ourselves. The excitement of wearing an expensive watch or driving a luxury car may offer a temporary thrill, but that joy quickly fades when the object becomes just another possession to manage, polish, to worry about. The satisfaction we expect from these material things begins to diminish, leaving us to reflect, was it worth it? I remember a conversation with a retired couple who had poured a large portion of their savings into an extravagant home renovation. They said, "We want our house to reflect everything we've worked for." It sounded reasonable at the time, didn't it? But months after the renovation was complete, they found themselves living in rooms they rarely used. Beautiful rooms, yes, but rooms that didn't bring the joy they had anticipated. It was as though the house, with all its opulence, had failed to deliver the deep satisfaction they expected. The newness wore off quickly, leaving them with an unsettling emptiness. They realized that their money could have been better spent on something more meaningful: travel, family adventures, or creating lasting memories with loved ones. It's a bittersweet realization, one that we all may face eventually, that our most precious assets aren't things, but time and the people we share it with. The danger of indulging in luxuries, however tempting, lies in their fleeting nature. Yes, those new gadgets and designer clothes may bring a sense of instant gratification, but that satisfaction fades faster than we want to admit. The joy they bring is ephemeral, and before we know it, the cycle begins again, always searching for the next thing that will make us feel happy. But here's the truth: these luxuries don't bring long-term happiness, nor do they provide the stability and peace of mind we crave as we age. What we need is not the latest designer handbag or the trendiest car. We need peace, freedom from worry, and the security that our resources will support us in the years to come. As we age, our priorities naturally evolve. We should begin focusing on simplifying, not accumulating. The weight of all those possessions, luxurious or not, can be overwhelming. It's not just the physical clutter that weighs us down. It's the emotional burden of maintaining, insuring, and worrying about them. Instead of truly enjoying the luxury items we've accumulated, we spend more time thinking about their upkeep than actually experiencing the joy they were supposed to bring. This is the irony. What we thought would enhance our lives often only complicates them. Instead of pouring money into material goods that will eventually lose their charm, I urge you to invest in experiences. Travel to places you've always dreamed of visiting, spend quality time with family and friends, and pursue hobbies that bring you genuine joy. These are the treasures that will stay with you, the memories that will enrich your soul and sustain you as you grow older. These moments of connection and discovery are the true luxuries in life, ones that no amount of money can buy, but that offer the deepest kind of wealth. Before you make your next purchase, pause and reflect. Ask yourself, will this truly make my life better, or is it simply a quick fix to fill an emptiness? Am I spending from a place of joy, or am I simply continuing a habit that no longer serves me? These are tough but necessary questions that can guide you toward choices that reflect your true values, helping you build a life that's aligned with what really matters. The best luxuries in life aren't shiny and expensive. They don't come with a price tag. The real treasures are time, health, love, connection, and peace of mind. So, spend wisely. Your money, yes, but also your energy, your attention, and your love. Choose simplicity over excess, and you'll find that the richest rewards are already within your grasp. 4. Falling for unverified health services. As we age, the significance of our health becomes more apparent than ever before. Every ache and pain, every shift in our body, and every doctor's visit serves as a constant reminder of how fragile we truly are. The passage of time, once taken for granted, now feels like a precious gift, one we long to hold on to for as long as possible. We crave strength, vitality, and a sense of energy, yearning to feel lighter and more alive despite the years that seem to pile on. But in our vulnerability, in our desperate desire to defy aging and illness, we become easy prey for an ever-growing industry that thrives on our hopes and fears. The industry of unverified health services and miracle cures. I've had countless conversations with individuals who've poured their hard-earned money into treatments promising to do the impossible. Reverse the effects of aging, heal chronic pain, or even turn back time. One particular story that stands out is from a man in his 60s who, after attending a health seminar, decided to invest in a supplement program that was sold to him as a miracle. The presenter, with all the conviction of someone who truly believes in what they're selling, spoke passionately about a pill that could cleanse your blood and make you feel 10 years younger. It sounded like a dream, an escape from the fatigue and pain of aging. Without hesitation, he signed up for a year's supply. But after months of taking the pills, he saw no improvement, only a deepening sense of regret as his finances drained away. This story, unfortunately, is far from unique. The health industry is cluttered with noise and empty promises, especially for older adults who are more vulnerable to such claims. It's not just a few ads on the internet, it's an onslaught. Commercials, emails, pop-up ads, and flyers flood our lives, promising cures for arthritis, dementia, heart disease, and a myriad of other ailments. They are often presented with glowing testimonials, backed by pictures of smiling, happy people who claim to have found the solution to their suffering. It's tempting, isn't it, to think that perhaps this is the answer we've been waiting for. But it's in those moments of desperation that we're most susceptible to overlooking the warning signs. The truth is, unverified health services can be dangerous, not just because they don't work, but because they delay the care we truly need. The first, and perhaps most obvious, danger is the financial toll. Spending money on treatments that promise so much and deliver so little not only leaves you feeling empty emotionally, but it can also cause significant harm to your finances. However, the second, even more insidious, danger is far more harmful. These unverified treatments can prevent you from seeking the medical care that could actually make a difference. When you put your trust in something unproven, you risk neglecting the advice of professionals who understand the complexities of your health. In the worst cases, you might miss the opportunity for effective intervention, which could have changed your course. What breaks my heart the most, though, is that these fraudulent services often target the most vulnerable among us. Chronic pain, the slow loss of mobility, the clouded mind that struggles to remember. These aren't just symptoms. They are deeply personal battles, ones that shape our very sense of self. When someone promises to erase these struggles with a simple solution, it feels like a lifeline. But that lifeline, more often than not, is nothing but a mirage, a temporary illusion that leads you further down the wrong path, away from the help you need and deserve. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment below to let me know that you are still here with me. So how can we protect ourselves from falling into this trap? It begins with skepticism, healthy, cautious skepticism. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Ask yourself, does this treatment really sound plausible? Has my doctor mentioned it? Is there any solid scientific evidence to back it up? Look for verifiable facts, not just empty promises. And most importantly, consult your healthcare provider before jumping into anything new. They know you, they know your history, and they can offer guidance rooted in knowledge, not in profits. If you're truly curious about alternative therapies, don't keep it to yourself. Bring it up in your next appointment. A good doctor won't dismiss your interest. They'll discuss the pros and cons, and they might even suggest complementary treatments that could work alongside your current plan of care. But avoid being seduced by urgency. So many of these unverified services thrive on pressure tactics, limited time offers, and don't miss out. But health isn't something to be rushed. It deserves time, research, and thoughtful consideration. In moments of doubt, lean on those who care about you, your family, your friends, your community. Share your worries with them and ask for their thoughts. Sometimes, simply voicing your concerns can bring clarity, and having others' perspectives can help you evaluate whether a treatment is really worth the risk. At the end of the day, your health is one of the most precious things you have. It's worth fighting for, worth protecting and investing in, but only in ways that are grounded in truth, evidence, and respect. Don't risk your peace of mind or your finances on something unproven. Focus on what we know works: evidence-based care, healthy lifestyle choices, nurturing relationships, and quality medical attention. There's no magic pill, no miracle cure that can replace the basics. Good nutrition, regular exercise, meaningful connections, and medical care that truly works. These are the true foundations of a fulfilling, long life. So the next time you encounter a flashy ad or hear a pitch that promises the world, take a deep breath. Remember, your health deserves more than promises. It deserves honesty, care, and respect for the incredible, resilient person you are. Don't settle for anything less. 5. Buying products online without research. The advent of online shopping has fundamentally transformed the way we purchase goods, offering unparalleled convenience. In just a few clicks, we can have anything from the most basic groceries to the latest electronics delivered straight to our doorsteps. For older adults, this change is especially significant, offering the comfort of avoiding crowded shopping malls and the possibility of accessing products that may not be available locally. However, beneath this shiny surface of convenience lies a dark reality, one that is fraught with risks, particularly when purchases are made without proper research or due diligence. It's so easy to be swept away by the allure of online shopping. The idea of finding exactly what you need with minimal effort, the thrill of discovering a so-called deal that promises to save you money, and the ease of simply clicking buy now. But this seemingly innocent pleasure comes with a dangerous price. Scammers and fraudulent sellers lurk in every corner of the online marketplace, preying on our trust and exploiting our vulnerabilities. This is a harsh truth, and it's one that many people, especially older adults, sadly come to learn the hard way. It usually begins innocently enough: a tempting Facebook ad claiming to alleviate the pain of arthritis, or an email boasting a deal on the latest tech gadget at a price too good to be true. The promises are enticing, the discounts are nearly irresistible, and before you know it, you've clicked that button. But the excitement quickly turns to disappointment, sometimes even heartbreak, when the product that arrives is a far cry from what was advertised. Many older adults have shared heartbreaking stories of receiving counterfeit goods, damaged items, or, worst of all, nothing at all. The financial loss is undeniably painful, but what truly leaves a deep, lasting scar is the profound sense of betrayal, the trust you placed in someone who took advantage of your naivety. It's not just a lost purchase. It's the loss of faith in the very system that promised convenience. One of the insidious aspects of online shopping is the anonymity it offers to both buyers and sellers. Behind the glossy websites and perfect images, it's incredibly difficult to distinguish a legitimate business from a fraudulent one. Sophisticated scam artists know exactly how to craft alluring, professional-looking websites and manipulate reviews to create the illusion of credibility. They paint a picture of reliability, but beneath that surface lies nothing but deception. And as if that weren't enough, the pressure to act quickly, a limited-time offer or a last one in stock, induces a sense of urgency, pushing us to make impulsive decisions before fully considering the consequences. It's this rush, this false sense of urgency, that often leads us to buy things we don't need, only to later regret it. It's vital to pause and reflect before making an online purchase. Take a moment, no matter how tempting the deal seems, to evaluate your options carefully. Research the seller, read reviews from multiple sources, and always check the website's security measures. Stick to reputable platforms that you know and trust, such as Amazon, Walmart, or your local retailers who have an established online presence. If the deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. And while it may sting to let go of that too-good-to-miss offer, it will feel much worse to lose your money and, worse still, your peace of mind. But perhaps most importantly, never hesitate to ask for help if you're unsure. Whether it's a family member, a tech-savvy friend, or even a neighbor, don't hesitate to lean on those who have more experience navigating the complex world of online shopping. One conversation could save you from making a costly mistake. Remember, online shopping is a tool. It's an incredibly useful one when wielded wisely. But without the right research and care, it can just as easily become a trap. It's up to us to ensure that we use it with caution, patience, and informed judgment. Your financial security, your well-being, and your sense of trust are worth more than the fleeting excitement of a discounted price. Protect them with the care and respect they deserve. 6. Co-signing or guaranteeing loans. Co-signing or guaranteeing loans may seem like a simple favor at first, especially when the request comes from someone you love deeply. Your child, your grandchild, or even a close friend. It feels like a harmless act of kindness, a gesture that says, "I believe in you," or "I want to help you succeed." After all, you're simply putting your name on a piece of paper, and in return, they promise to take care of the payments, right? It seems straightforward, so why would anyone hesitate to do this? But the reality is far more complicated, and the consequences much more severe, especially for those of us who are in our retirement years or nearing that stage of life. When you co-sign a loan, you're not just agreeing to lend a hand or vouch for someone's character. You're making a legally binding commitment to take on the full financial responsibility if the borrower defaults on the loan. This means that if they fail to repay the debt, whether through job loss, illness, financial mismanagement, or any other unforeseen circumstances, the lender will come after you for the money. The bank or lending institution doesn't care about your relationship with the borrower. They will pursue the debt relentlessly, regardless of how close you are to the person who asked you for help. What's even more alarming is the impact it can have on your financial health. Co-signing can wreak havoc on your credit score. If payments are missed or late, or if the loan goes into default, it's not just the borrower who suffers, it's you as well. A low credit score can affect your ability to take out loans in the future, increase the cost of your insurance premiums, and even reduce your chances of securing housing or other credit opportunities. For those living on a fixed income, this could be devastating. The financial stability you've carefully built over the years could be torn apart by a single misstep, potentially draining the resources you've saved for your retirement years, which are meant to provide you with comfort and security. I had a conversation with a retired gentleman not long ago who shared the painful experience of co-signing a car loan for his grandson. The grandson was eager to build credit and start his adult life, and the grandfather, wanting to help him along the way, agreed to co-sign the loan. It felt like a small favor at the time, a way to support his family and ensure that the young man had a chance to succeed. But things took a turn for the worse when his grandson lost his job, and the monthly payments became unaffordable. The financial burden, which was meant to help the young man build a future, instead fell squarely on the elderly grandfather's shoulders. This decision, made out of love and the desire to help, quickly became a financial nightmare. The grandfather soon found himself struggling with debt that he couldn't afford to pay. The pressure from the loan collectors, who weren't interested in the family dynamics or the good intentions behind the signature, was overwhelming. Worse still, the emotional toll of seeing his family relationships strained added to the stress. The grandson, who had once seemed grateful, became distant, and the grandfather couldn't help but regret the decision he'd made. What was once seen as a simple act of kindness transformed into a constant source of worry and regret. And that's the crux of the problem. Saying no to co-signing doesn't mean you don't care or don't want to help. It means that you're choosing to protect your financial well-being. It means you understand that a single moment of generosity, though well-meaning, can have devastating consequences. The reality is that your retirement years should be about living in peace, enjoying the fruits of your labor, and finding joy in the security you've earned through hard work and careful planning. You shouldn't have to spend those years scrambling to make ends meet because of a financial obligation you never fully understood the weight of. Refusing to co-sign is an act of self-respect and wisdom. It's about knowing your limits and acknowledging that your financial future deserves to be protected. But that doesn't mean you have to turn your back on the person asking for help. There are many other ways to offer support without jeopardizing your financial security. Instead of co-signing, consider providing practical advice. Help them create a budget, teach them about financial planning, or recommend financial counseling. If you feel compelled to help, consider offering a small, direct loan that doesn't put your credit at risk. There are countless ways to show love and care without taking on the burden of someone else's debt. Think about what matters most: your peace of mind. Your retirement years are meant to be a time when you can finally relax and enjoy life without the constant weight of financial worry. You've worked tirelessly throughout your life to build the stability you now enjoy, and it's important to honor that effort by protecting your financial health. You don't need the added stress of co-signing a loan, which may seem like a simple favor at first but could spiral into something much larger and more difficult to manage. Remember, your family and friends will understand your decision if you take the time to explain it thoughtfully. Saying no to co-signing is not a rejection of them. It's a recognition that your financial well-being is worth protecting. And as hard as it may be in the moment, you'll be grateful for that protection in the years to come, when you look back and realize you were wise enough to preserve the life you've worked so hard to build. 7. Spending too much on unnecessary real estate. Spending too much on unnecessary real estate can often seem like an appealing idea, especially as you approach retirement. The thought of buying a larger, more luxurious property feels like the perfect way to reward yourself after decades of hard work. It's easy to imagine it as a beautiful milestone, a symbol of success, and an ideal place to relax and enjoy your golden years. After all, you've spent most of your life working hard, raising a family, and managing responsibilities, so surely you deserve the best. However, what often gets overlooked is how quickly this dream can morph into a financial and emotional burden. I remember a couple who made a similar decision shortly after they retired. They were eager to escape the hustle and bustle of city life, so they purchased a sprawling vacation home in a remote, picturesque area. Their vision was idyllic: long weekends spent with their children and grandchildren, holidays surrounded by the beauty of nature, and leisurely days where they could finally unwind after years of hard work. At first, it seemed like a dream come true. They imagined the laughter of family dinners, the joy of hosting festive gatherings, and the quiet tranquility of the countryside. But as time went on, the reality of owning such a large property set in, and the dream began to unravel. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. The upkeep of the house was more demanding than they had anticipated. The cost of maintaining such a large property was far beyond what they had expected. Regular repairs, expensive landscaping, and constant cleaning. What was once a beautiful sanctuary started to feel like a never-ending chore. And while they had hoped their children and grandchildren would visit often, the reality was far different. Their children, who were busy with their careers and families, rarely made the time to visit. What was supposed to be a place for family bonding turned into an empty house with rooms that felt colder and more isolated as the months passed. Their dream of hosting family gatherings, full of warmth and love, turned into a quiet, lonely reality. The emotional weight of having so much space but so little company took its toll. What had seemed like the perfect retirement haven quickly became a constant reminder of how easily dreams can turn into disappointments when the practicalities are ignored. This situation, though difficult, taught me a valuable lesson about the true meaning of retirement. In reality, the pursuit of simplicity in later years often leads to the greatest joy. At first glance, It might seem that a large, luxurious home would offer the comfort and luxury you've always desired. But as life changes, so do our needs. The spacious house that was once perfect for a growing family becomes overwhelming when there's no longer a need for all those extra rooms. As we get older, what we crave most is less stress, less maintenance, and more time to enjoy the things that truly matter: our relationships, our health, and our happiness. Downsizing to a smaller, more manageable home can feel like a huge shift, but it's often the best decision. At first, the idea of leaving behind a large, beautiful property can feel like a loss, but the freedom that comes with a simpler life is priceless. When you no longer have to worry about endless home repairs or the burden of keeping up appearances, you're free to invest your energy in what truly brings you joy. A smaller home isn't just easier to maintain. It's an opportunity to refocus your life on the things that matter most. I think back to the couple who bought that vacation home. They thought they needed the extra space to live the life they had always dreamed of, but in reality, what they needed was less maintenance, less expense, and less pressure. Downsizing would have allowed them to free up resources, reduce their stress, and create an environment that supported the life they wanted to live. Instead of pouring money into a property that drained them, they could have invested in experiences. More travel, more time with loved ones, and more opportunities to enjoy the simple pleasures that make life meaningful. In retirement, the greatest gift you can give yourself is the gift of time. The freedom to explore new hobbies, visit places you've always dreamed of, or simply spend quality time with the people you love. A smaller home gives you the freedom to pursue those dreams, without the constant worry of a house that demands your attention and resources. It doesn't matter if the house isn't as big or as fancy as what you once imagined. It's about creating a space that fits your new needs, where you can live comfortably without the weight of excess. Ultimately, downsizing in retirement is about embracing simplicity and choosing a lifestyle that brings peace, joy, and fulfillment. It's about shifting your focus from the material to the experiential, from owning more things to living a richer, more meaningful life. A smaller home can still be beautiful, cozy, and full of love, and it can give you the space to focus on what truly matters. When you let go of the desire to maintain a large, unnecessary property, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities. You free up your time, your finances, and your energy to create a retirement that's filled with joy, not stress. And that, in my opinion, is what retirement should truly be about. As we wrap up today's video, I want to take a moment to reflect on everything we've talked about. We've discussed how the allure of owning a larger property in retirement can sometimes lead to more stress than satisfaction, and how downsizing can bring more peace, freedom, and happiness in this new chapter of life. It's all about prioritizing what truly matters: your time, your relationships, and your well-being, rather than getting caught up in the pressure to maintain things that no longer serve you. So, what have you learned so far? Is there something in this video that resonated with you? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment below and let me know one thing you've learned today that you plan to bring into your own life. How can you apply this lesson in a way that helps you live a more fulfilling, stress-free retirement? If you like this video, don't forget to leave a comment below. And of course, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful content. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to hearing your thoughts.